Hi, I'm Chris Miglino. I am at the world-famous LD Micro Conference. I am here with John Mitchell from Spectra7. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Thanks for being here. You can find Spectra7 is on the OTC under symbol SPVNF. So, John, you guys are in the technology business.
Yes, we are.
And so tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing and what you're building.
Okay. We are a fabless semiconductor company. We design and market and sell chips. We're based in San Jose. We got started in the... so what we do is we make small chips that go in the ends of cables.
Okay.
We started out in the HDMI space about 2012. So you got a 1080p screen, and you need to run an HDMI cable to it. When it went to 4K, the data rate went up, and a passive cable wouldn't reach. So we put our chips in the cables to make them go farther or to use a thinner cable. So that's our basic technology. It's called equalization, equalizing the signal. We started out in HDMI. A couple of years later, we got engaged with a company called Oculus, who...
Oculus, the Facebook device.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And they wanted a thin light cable to go from their device to this headset. And so we started working with them, and we developed a couple of new chips for USB and DisplayPort that went into their cable. And we were in 2 generations of their cables, even after they got acquired by Facebook. So from there, VR was a hot product back then, and we got designed into almost all the VR headsets in the world, including the Microsoft mixed reality headsets. And now we are in the Sony PlayStation VR2 headsets with Sony.
Okay. In the cable.
We're in the cable, yes.
Okay.
We have 3 of our chips in every cable. So
I didn't even know they had chips and cables.
Well,
yeah.
We call them active copper cables.
Okay.
Because passive copper cable, when the data rate goes high enough, you can't reach it with a passive cable anymore, or maybe you want to use a thinner gauge. So we pioneered this idea of active copper cables by putting chips in them. And so HDMI and then the VR space. And about 2016, we saw an opportunity in the data center because the data rates were going up there as well. And for most of the connections in a data center, they use passive copper cables. But as the data rates go up, they can't reach as far, so they had to go to fiber optics. Well, fiber optics are expensive. They use a lot of power. They have a lot of latency. So by putting our chips in data center cables, we're able to go farther than a passive copper cable can go. And so we started out with our first data center win was with Tencent in China. And they needed the longer lengths in China because of their architecture. So we've had 2 generations of product with Tencent in China. We continue to ship to Tencent. We continue to ship to Sony for the PlayStation. So now the data rates are going up again to 800 gig. That's kind of the main connection in a data center. Mm-hmm. And we have a new chip for those interconnects.
Through an HDMI cable?
No, through a passive copper cable.
Okay.
Yeah. There's different formats, but effectively it's just copper.
Yeah.
So we engage with OEMs and hyperscalers with our technology, but we actually sell our chips to cable manufacturers like Molex, Amphenol, TE. Maybe you don't know those companies, but they're well-known names in cable assembly. So we sell to the cable assemblers. We market to the hyperscalers, and that's how the product flows.
Interesting. So, and what's the breadth of the business? How large is the business?
our typical revenue for the last few years has been about 10 million. If we, we think that in 3 to 5 years we could be $100 million. There's extraordinary opportunity. In general, the interconnects are critical for not just data centers, but especially AI. The bandwidth for the AI, what they call the scale up part of the network is like 100 times more bandwidth than the regular part of the network. So it's going crazy, and the rate of increase in speed is tremendous right now. So
what's your product that services the AI business?
It's a chip that goes in a cable.
Okay.
And that allows you to use copper for a longer distance. And if you can stay in copper, your power is going to be lower, your latency is going to be lower, and your cost is going to be lower.
What's their alternative to copper? Would be fiber?
Optics, yes. Yeah. Much more power and more expensive, and latency. All negative things.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they can stay in copper, it's better.
Yes.
And all they have to do is apply a chip to make that happen.
That's right. Yes.
You're providing the chip.
Yes.
So you're seeing, with all the demand for compute, you're seeing more demand for your product.
Yes.
So as more of these chips are being deployed into the data centers for AI compute, you're finding the demand for your product. Not as much so for Bitcoin mining kind of stuff, but more for the AI. And what would be the difference? Why the difference?
I don't know that much about Bitcoin mining, but with AI, there's just a tremendous need for all the nodes in the network to talk to each other. So you just need this, this constant flow of information. As they have one model that runs on, maybe 100 different GPUs, and that's going to be, 500, and then that's going to be 5,000. That is growing. That network of tightly coupled GPUs is people want to run bigger models, so they want to run them faster. So there's just a tremendous need for bandwidth in that part of the network.
Interesting. So who buys your stuff? Like, is it the person that's building the data center?
No, they'll buy the cables.
Okay.
From somebody like Molex or Amphenol. So we sell to those guys. We sell to the cable assemblers.
Okay.
And we help them. So in the ends of these cables, there's a small circuit board where the copper cables solder to there, and then there's another interface connector that plugs into the switch or the GPU, whatever. So we help the cable assemblers who are normally they just solder copper to, this circuit board. We help them with the design of the circuit board that has our chips on it. So it actually the speeds are so great now that you need to. This has become. We're coming up against the laws of physics in terms of keeping the signal integrity through these structures. So they do need a lot. They do need some help from us to design out.
And now, where are you guys in the finances? The company need to raise capital? You're well financed, capitalized.
We just had a raise in May, about $10 million. That's we're okay right now. We're hoping to get some traction with the hyperscaler or two. The next 4 to 5 months. We're probably going to have to raise some more capital in the first half of next year to support our growth, because we do have to order wafers. Our chips are made from wafers. We typically have to pay up front, or some part of it up front. So we anticipate needing to, the revenue is going to come, but we're going to need some cash to have it come.
And it looks like the stock, when you did the raise back in May, it took a little bit of a hit. So now there's a better opportunity for people to get into the stock.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes.
I mean, what's the market cap now? Down
somewhere around 10 million.
Okay,
maybe a little higher.
And you're doing around 10 million a year in revenue.
That's right.
Okay, so it's it's
good time to get in.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a better value now than it was before.
It is right.
If you believe in the theory that this is going to keep going, which I wholeheartedly think that you're right on track and a good business area where things are on the uprise. I mean, AI is not going away. It's only getting more.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is not going to stop. It is a bulldoze machine that is coming, and people don't even know how much compute it's going to take. It is going to be unbelievable.
It is.
So I think that the AI business is just fascinating, and
it's incredible.
It really is. It's just so much money coming in.
There was something called Open Compute Project a couple weeks ago in San Jose. Meta is kind of the main sponsor for this event. It's incredible. The servers with these GPUs in them. If you look inside one of these servers, it looks like under the hood of your car.
Right.
They're all water cooled now with all these hoses and big heat sinking structures. I've never, I've been in this industry for over 30 years, and I've never seen so much attention put on cables.
Yeah.
Honestly, usually cable is the last thing you think of. Now it's one of the first things you've got to make sure you got that covered, because connecting from all these machines is critical.
It's amazing how they do them underwater.
Yeah.
It is really incredible. You see the chips getting pulled out of water.
Yeah.
To cool them down. That's it's incredible. And then your chips, do they work underwater as well, or the cables work underwater?
They're going to have to.
Yeah, they're going to have to sooner or later, right?
That's right.
Well, I look forward to watching the company. Now you guys trade on the Canadian exchange. Yeah. That's why it's SPVNF.
Yes.
Okay.
The venture
on the
venture. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, everybody watch out for it. Again, it's SPVNF if you want some exposure to the, picks and shovels that are helping the AI space. I think this is one to, put on your radar, and you pay attention to it a little bit and start to track it. I appreciate it, John. Thanks for your time.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Great. Thanks a lot.